Hello, my friends. Today's date is October the 1st, and this is a four-card reading for this year if you were born on this date, September the 1st. Sorry, October the 1st. I'll get the right month. October the 1st. So, this is a general energy card for the year, a challenge you might face this year, an action you can take to stay in balance, and an outcome or synopsis card about what does this really all mean or where does it lead. So the general energy card of the year is Thanatos, and Thanatos is it's an intense understanding that is experienced by people who face some kind of extreme change, witnessed another person's death, come close to it yourself, some significant phase or change in your life occurs, and you can't be the same anymore. You have touched the underworld on some level, and you are going into or touching that underworld of the subconscious of the truth that exists within us, that we are always living and we are always dying, that we are always changing, we are always experiencing thanatos, the gradual and yet not so gradual change into nothingness that brings us back to everythingness again. So this is a year that you might face some big changes that are significant to you and might change and alter the course of your world and might take you deep into the liminal spaces, the other spaces that you need to feel into and understand on deeper ways. Because you know something, you know things can't be the same anymore, and you know that you have to shift your awareness and your purpose and your focus to something else. But what is that? What will that be? And that is the question I think that comes out of this card, out of this card of deep change, phasal change, purpose change, life consciousness change. And so, what is the challenge for you? Well, the challenge is the emperor, and I think the emperor really represents the everyday world. You know, it's the society, it's the rules, it's the thought of pioneering forward, it's the thought of being the adventurer, it's the thought of being the risk taker and the darer and the one who has great ideas that wants to expand self and country and purpose and civilization and humanity. But the challenge is to look that far ahead and to understand yourself against the everyday world of life and happenings, against your thanatos, against your sense of change, important change, necessary change. And what is, so the question becomes, well, now what? If I'm not interested in the everyday world, if I can't live my everyday world the way I used to, if I need to adapt and adopt in a different way, how do I adopt and adapt? Where does my focus go? So the action that you must take to stay in balance is the bear. And the bear is about, I think, rest and recuperation, rejuvenation, hibernation, going into oneself, really listening deeply to oneself, really listening deeply to the care and nurturance that is needed. How can you feed you right now? How can you maintain your deep sense of self with a sense of nurturance and security and dreaming, and I think this is a time for dreaming. When something changes on a deep level, it's a time to dream. It's a time to vision to what is your purpose, to what are you supposed to do, to what is really important to you now. And I think that is the question. What is important to you when things on an everyday level shift, and they can't be done the same way anymore, and you don't feel the same way about them anymore, and there's a sense of who are you in this new place, in this new energy, in this new time. And that's what you get to explore. And the outcome card or the synopsis card is this is a time to reconnect into the fire in your belly, your purpose, your spiritual purpose, the fire in your head and the fire in your belly, the opening of your awareness, the opening of your deep compassion, the opening of your deep willingness to explore the underworld, to explore the changing world, to explore the liminal world, to get deep messages and bring them out for others to hear. You're not done, and you are not done. You have fire still in your belly, and you have a connection to spirit that has always been deep and deepening as you've gone along. But there's a new fire brewing. There's a new depth brewing, and it's asking you now, what do you do with the time that you have left? Now, what do you do with your life that needs to change? What does your life become? What does your focus become? Where is your heart now? Where is the fire in your belly? And if that fire in your belly is connected to the spirit in your head and the channeling of the divine force and the creativity of the universe, you're asked to start something new and vibrant and fiery and connected and truthful and healing and encouraging for others, because you know you're not in this alone, and you know that you can't just speak for yourself. I mean, you could simply let go and just keep falling down into the underworld, but that doesn't seem like it's your calling. It doesn't seem like it's your purpose. It doesn't seem like that really fulfills the the fire that still rages in your belly, in your consciousness, in your spiritual will, in your passionate will, in your sense of yourself, your hara. Who are you in this bigger dynamic called humanity and this bigger dynamic called humanness? Who are you, and how do you really still live a life that feels rich and purposeful when things might have shifted to places that you don't understand, and flows that you are not able to do and need to adopt and adapt to new flows. Well, again, you'll know that. This is what this year is about. It's about teaching you who you are now and what's important to you now. And when you've faced something really major in your life that has changed, that says you can't do that anymore, you can't focus on that anymore, you can't apply yourself in the normal way anymore, you can't just live in the mundane anymore, you can't just plug along and plod along. You have something that you're called to do. So if you listen carefully, listen quietly, listen internally, listen to all the spiritual energies that come from all directions, from inside the earth to inside the heavens, that join you and make you as the spiritual being that you are, then this is the time to listen to that spirit and to go deeply into that spirit and to hear the truth of what you are called to do now, how you are asked to dance now, what fire you are supposed to show to the world now, and it's really about the fire of consciousness. What fire of consciousness still brews within you and says, this is your path, this is your journey, this is your spirit to give, and you are still a vibrant and vital and needed part of this dynamic in this world at this time. So blessed be to the things that make you who you are. Yeah, love them, accept them, surrender to them, thank them as teachers, hold them as sacred moments, Understand them as things that put you more on your true path of who you are supposed to be, how you're supposed to be, and what you're supposed to do in this world. So blessed be to you. Ahom Atakwehas.